I can't believe it, it's 119. Like, I was going to jump on earlier, but I realized I had run out of coconut oil, so I meant for a quick trip up the road to restock supplies. I just thought I'd open the forum for questions today while I'm making some products for a wellness day that we are really excited about Sunday with the collective, and I'll be selling my products. And for those of you that don't know, I've just given myself a new title today. It's called the Frequency Queen, off the back of our mastermind, because everything I'm learning, I'm teaching to you. And I've been trying to niche in my products and my services, and I realized that everything I do, I just put frequencies into, and that's what I want to teach you. Whatever you're selling, whatever you're gifting, or whatever you're going through in life, I just want to teach you how to weave in some beautiful energies, actually, because everything's energy, right? Nobody remembers what you say. You'll get off this video live and you'll forget the words that I've said, but please know that I respect you being here. I respect the time that you're giving me. For those that jump in, I hope I leave you feeling amazing. Ooh, what's happening, Bobby? Connecting with Twin Flame, trying not to overthink. Oh, I got you right. Maybe, who knows? We're in different timelines, right? But thank you for being here. Here you go. So today I'm making some beautiful face creams and face serums and some angel sprays, and what I do is sing frequencies into it, and I just thought I'd open the forum to ask me anything. This could get awkward. Let's see who joins us today, because nothing is by accident, right? Every person we meet is by design. Whether or not they're a lesson, everybody's a lesson, actually. Everybody's a lesson. And I'll just keep working if that's okay, because, well, I like to be efficient. And I also like to give you a little bit of behind the scenes for my life, because no 2 days are the same, and I have manifested that. I'm not a person for 9 to 5. I like going with the flow and just trusting the universe and God Essence to give me exactly what I need for the day. And today I'm in a mastermind this morning, which started off with a real boom shaka. And then I am making products for our Sunday event, which I find really cathartic and fun. And 1 o'clock I have a meeting with Kay, because I have another, Kay is a shamanic healer, and I am doing sound frequencies with Kay on the 4th of February. Let's have a look. Emotional connection to kidneys. I'm just going to double check my answer for that 1 second, because I have my charts here. Yep, fear and fright. So if we have urinary tract infection, I remember as a child I had a urinary tract infection that was undiagnosable by doctors. I do now know that that was a result of the abuse that I was suffering, that I couldn't communicate in my childlike emotional state. Some of us get stuck there, right? So yeah, Bobby, thanks for the question. Work on shifting out fear. What do we replace? Never shift an emotion out without replacing. In the spiritual realm, we cannot have a void. It creates kind of similar to a black hole. We have to fill it up with the energy that we're looking for. And we do that by speaking it in, singing it in, being with others that hold those energies. So everybody that's attracted to you is, in the unspoken way, seeking what you're holding. And this works in reverse too for negative experiences that we're having happen. So I'm going to start measuring out my face cream now. I've got my little stickers on enough things, I think. I'll just take you on this journey. And yeah, please keep up with the questions. Whether or not I can answer them is irrelevant, actually, because I love to research and more than happy to research things. We're on this incredible life path together, right? It just feels like we're alone. All right, I'm gonna pull out my recipe. Boom. Okay, this can get a bit messy. So this is shea butter, and I am not about copyright or IP. I believe that every good thing comes from the ether. That's why you'll see geniuses like Tesla pulling in ancient technology without ever falling upon a book or an education for it, because he's pulled it in from the ether. Every good gift is sitting there for whoever matches the frequency, right? So this is the law of detachment. I am making a beautiful face cream, for our makate. Everything I make, I put energies into frequencies, I sing into them. That may sound weird to those that aren't up on the energy thing yet, but whatever emotion that you're putting into something, this is what I want to teach you in your capacity for business or exchange. You can change your corporate exchange by weaving great energies into things, whether or not you embrace Hertz frequencies or not, because you are the Hertz frequency. We're either running at a high state or a low state. Much trauma in the last few years, trying to live in the moment, not worry about security. Yeah, all you have is now. If you leave your body and look down, and that can happen when you get to a higher vibration, that because you are spirit living in a body, you will realize that everything we energized with our worry is not actually real. And that doesn't mean that those things aren't happening for us. They're happening for us to teach us integral lessons. Yeah, trauma is our teacher. So stop hating on the trauma. Kind of embrace it, give it a big hug and say, I've learned the lesson, and then you'll find that you'll elevate, activate. Okay. All right, that should be enough shea butter. Now what am I adding? I'm adding some coconut oil. So part of lifting your frequency, which is why in my 9-week course, I mention all of these things. Everything we ingest or put onto our skin, everything that we are mixing with, it's affecting our Hertz level, our frequencies. And if you have lowered your Hertz frequencies, you're more inclined to get sick. And that's an emotional thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna add in, actually I might get that melting before I do that. I never ever put it in the microwave because that lowers the Hertz frequency. I'll be back. All right, so I've got that on a double boiler, gentle heat. Make sure that water never mixes in with fats. If you're making homemade, which I do, I make homemade products. They never last because we're avoiding using chemicals. Chemicals lower our frequency, and so I can speak into this in every single capacity. Actually, it's the food that you eat, it's the thoughts that you think, it's the products that you put on your skin, your biggest organ. And I've actually truthfully been finding it really difficult to niche my business model to attract the right client, because I kind of am the type, according to my soul chart, that has my finger in every pie. And that might seem confusing for those that can't keep up with me. But today, I have narrowed it into being the frequency queen, that whatever you do, if you cook, put loving frequencies into it. If you make products, put loving frequencies into it. If you're typing up a business letter, put loving frequencies into it. If you are ticketing an event, this has happened to me because I do lots of events as collaborations. If you ticket an event with frustration and stress, those tickets won't sell. I've proved it. And that's just with the people that I'm working with. And I am consciously trying to weave everything into, and that where I get stuck, like my website design, I was weaving frustration into that because it felt out of my league. It felt out of my capacity. It wasn't giving me joy. Does that make sense? So I found somebody to help me, and that was Crystal for my website. And before that, Rochelle, my friend Rochelle, helped me build my old Ego Circle website. So that my foundations were built on trust, love, and the release. The spiritual journey is about detachment, actually. That's why I start with attachments in my 9 weeks course. Identifying what you are emotionally attached to, most of us have unhealthy attachments, will really help you break free. Hey everyone that's just joining. Any other questions? I don't promise to be able to answer them, but I will do my best to find the answers. I just love open discussion. I love admitting that we don't know everything. That's why we need each other. So this is shea butter. I've got it on the double boiler, and that's the base for my homemade face cream. Hi Adriano. All right. So I've measured that really accurately because I do this a lot. So that is 1 cup, and then I'm going to add a ½ cup of coconut. Now coconut is amazing alkaline medicine, actually. Polynesians used to put coconut in their hair, on their skin. They'd ingest it in every meal, and back then they were amazingly healthy and fit. And it's kind of like, by design, the greed corps have outlawed anything that's good for us, told us that it's bad for us, and then swapped out something that's petrochemical. So petrochemical products are incredibly toxic and acidic. I'd like you to just think about the scale chart. Alkaline's life, acidic is death. We can talk about emotions for that, and we can also talk about products for that. So that's what I'm meaning about being the frequency queen. Like, it's all energy, right? Oh, I measured that perfectly, so I'll get that on. And then I'm going to add some beeswax to that. Not a lot, but the beeswax is not only incredibly healing, but it binds it all together. And so I'm doing double quantity for my basic recipes, so 2 tablespoons. Now, for those that are overseas, the Australian tablespoon and the American and the European tablespoons are all different. Don't ask me why. I'm just going to guesstimate. So if you're using any products, do your best to use organic, and do your best to use industry, cottage industry, so that you're avoiding what I call green marketing. You know, something's marketed to us as being healthy or high vibe, and it actually isn't. It's just clever marketing. It's all in the word. Think about juice, yeah? If you buy juice in the supermarket, it says no added sugar, but it's made from concentrate, which is made out of sugar. So it's like trickery in the words. Hey, Light Directions, welcome. Hi, Steve and Mark, and who else is here? Thank you for being here, all of you. So think about giving a gift energetically, frequency. You are often busy and rushed. Giving a gift can feel like it's a chore sometimes, and we're sowing the wrong energy into it. And that person on a subconscious level will feel it. If you're giving a gift intentionally, like this type of thing where you've made it yourself, you've put a lot of love into it, even if it's not received in the same love, you've done your best karmically. You have sown the energy into it. You are blessing that person that you're exchanging with. And I like to do this for everything in my business. And it isn't always reciprocated. Sometimes love repels, right? And that's where it gets really tricky at a corporate level for exchange, is that if you're coming from a real heart-centered space, the rest of humanity that are swimming in victim state, they may not have caught up to you yet in your pure heart state. And that's okay. Just keep going. I have had visions of New Earth shifting, and oh my gosh, the way we do business is going to be so incredible. And that's why I'm passionate about building groups of women for this, and working with clients one-on-one for their dreams and businesses that they're building, shifting out their own personal stuff that might be causing chaos for them to attract things. I do that with quite a few somatic teachings. And of course, you know about my sound healing. So that shifts your emotions out, it shifts your auric field, it shifts your emotional state. If you can be holding peace and calm, you're much more inclined to attract that, right? Just a gentle heat. It's really important to be patient. Patience is a really high vibration, and we just give it a stir every now and then. Now, if you're making products using beeswax, here's a tip. Keep one special fork for the whisking, because you will, it never goes back to being the same, even through the dishwasher. And always make sure you use some tissue or an old rag and wipe your jug off, and your, the spoons and the things that you're using. Don't put it straight down the sink with hot water, because the beeswax and the coconut oil will clog your drain, which isn't fun. We need the plumber then, calling Dave. And yeah, just keep those items in a drawer for making your own products. And if you're not into making things, that's cool. That's where you reach out to somebody like me and say, hey Michelle, can I have a posse of that for my gifts? Or whatever we're putting into us or onto us is affecting our frequency. It's still melting. Oh, thanks for the follow, Sovereign Magazine. I really appreciate it. I'll check you out too. That sounds super interesting. All right, so a lot of my clients are healers or energy workers, and I love that. That's amazing. But just remember that everybody is a healer and everybody is an energy worker, and the way that you do business needs to have different levels of income stream. So if you are selling a service, it's a great idea to weave something into your business model that amplifies that service. For me, it's happened organically with guidance. I had a business partner that I was renting a shop with for my sound healing and my coaching sessions. Unbeknownst to her, her son got sick and she had to leave me with the full rent. And God bless her, she kept doing the meditations with me to help me with the rent. And instead of panicking and quitting, I believe that I was divinely guided there and got the idea, pulled the idea in from the ether that I should start selling singing bowls to supplement my income. And so hear me on this. The singing bowls weren't just for the income. The singing bowls for me are a tool to shift consciousness. They are a tool that anybody can use. And so I was being divinely guided to teach people self-help. It wasn't just about this limited capacity that I had in my booking system on my calendar. Like how many, if you're a sound healer or an energy worker, I know you know what I'm saying is true. How many clients can you reach in a day efficiently? It might be 2, because it's very draining doing that type of energy work, right? We are extracting and alchemizing energies within the client, and we're shifting in our higher vibe And so we have to give ourselves on-off time too in order to clear, reconnect with everything in nature. So that's why I work at home some days, and you know, I'm in my gym gear. I'm going to go to the gym after this in between meetings. I take the pressure off myself to be that old corporate mindset. Hi Maki. And I'm asking always for confirmations and inspiration of how I can embellish and how I can actually help shift more people energetically. And so Spirit's guiding me to do groups and corporate, and a lot of the healers say to me things like this: you're really inspirational, which, oh my gosh, that is my dream, is to help them to work efficiently and work at the highest capacity for your spiritual giftings. Because if a group of people can shift the rest of humanity, that's amazing. And forgive my dog, he barks a bit, and I've gotten over it, gotten over the fear of hanging up and starting again. Alright, so my beeswax is nearly melted, and I use the pellets. I used to cut with a knife. Gosh, that is messy and you need some muscles for that. So I feel good with the pellets. A lot faster and easier to melt and prepare and measure. Hi Mike. Throw me another question, guys. Let's make this interactive. I find that more fun than me just blurping on. Hi Virgin Blue Butterfly. Alright, so now I'm adding some almond oil. Almond oil is so high vibrational, use organic. Almond oil is also the base for I use almond oil as my carrier oil for all things that I make. But as is with everything good, almond oil is expensive. So you've got to shift the way you think about self. And please have a look, ladies, if you're watching this. I know not all of you will watch this to the end, because it's kind of come into my kitchen and have a chat behind the scenes. But how much are we duped into buying from the greedy corporate world for things that put onto our skin with the promise that they'll make us look younger and that, you know, they'll make you look hotter or whatever. And it's clever marketing, because if you research what's in each of those ingredients, they're selling you a false dream, actually selling you a nightmare, and they're also selling you something that lowers your frequency. Every single celebrity has a perfume which has huge content of alcohol in it. It has petrochemicals, and it has I want to say chemicals that interfere your hormones. They really interrupt not just your frequency, but they can cause sickness. Alcohol lowers one's frequency, and so we shouldn't be putting it on the skin unless it's in a tincture for just a couple of drops as a medicine, or unless it is like in really small capacity used for carrying. It's used as a carrier of another herb that's really high vibrational. And I did a video recently on the word alcohol coming from the word ghoul and spirits, and we still call, you know, I mean, if I make tinctures, I'll use something like a gin, which doesn't have or a vodka probably is better, but vodka, gin or brandy, it'll extract the herb's essence out. So spirit is essence, actually. And so the idea is not to have glasses and glasses of that. The alcohol is just the carrier. If we're drinking just the carrier, then we're not taking the high vibe frequencies. So Bobby's saying he's going to make a bite and catch a flight. Okay, have a great day. I appreciate you. Have a great flight too. All right, so that's melted now, which is good. We have to work quickly when we're using essential oils. Never put essential oils into a really hot mixture. It should have sat just like that. And there's a fine line, right? So get your tubs ready with the lids off before you start adding the oils. And I use tubs that are colored glass by design. Not only are they recyclable, but the color in the glass blocks the light. So anything good is light sensitive to the sunshine. You are light too. You are the sun. You are the son of the Most High, or the daughter. Just taking the lids off. Any other questions here? You can ask me anything. All right, let me go back to my recipe. So I'm using Roman chamomile. Chamomile as a fragrance brings calm. If you are struggling with sleeping, have a cup of organic chamomile flowers in a teapot, extract the goodness and drink it. Sip it slowly, giving gratitude. So essential oils are very, very strong. It takes wheelbarrows of the flowers, I've been taught by a herbalist, to actually make a small bottle, which blew my mind actually. So I'm just going to add probably about 20 drops of chamomile. And I'm adding lavender. So I like to think about your beauty products or your skincare product. And guys, we need to do skincare too. Skincare is all about removing toxins and replacing goodness. So we will use water, we will use extractions like salt scrubs or coffee scrubs or clays or whatever to remove and extract toxicity and open up the lymph nodes with dry brushing and stuff. And then we're putting the goodness back in. So the goodness should hold high vibe frequencies. So using lavender, I'm just got to find it here. Lavender as a herb is really calming. It's a stress relief. Yeah, if you smell lavender, it'll just make you feel at home. So I'm going to put probably about 50 drops of lavender in. I'm a bit generous so herbalists, please look away. I just like things to smell lush, and the oils do mask the smell a bit. Yeah, as Helium 369 is saying, especially for the face. What is my skincare routine? Well, you might laugh. My skincare routine is really simple actually. I do scrubs in the bath. I have a bath most evenings. I use magnesium, I use salts, I have rose petals, and I have frankincense in my bath salts. So I would start with soaking. Then I will often, at least twice a week, put a face mask on which has green tea, high in antioxidants, and clay. If you like, I can show you it's bentonite clay. I can show you the package if you'd like me to. So it's all affordable. I mix it up myself. I keep it in a jar on my little shelf that I have in the bath. Put a candle on, listen to my frequencies. So a lot of my care is more about hydration. We actually get wrinkles because we're dehydrated. And another reason that one of my income streams is alkaline water. And then I'm using things like rose water. Rose is the highest vibration. I'll put that into a little spray. You can use witch hazel. I was actually contemplating making up a little facial spray. So thanks for the amazing confirmation. I was pondering that to make for the market stall on Sunday and spritz my face, and then I use this cream. I also have a face serum that I might get to make, and we'll just see how long this takes me. So that's ready. That was easy, right? Like, and okay, if you don't like making products, commission somebody that loves it. Because when we're buying from big factories, I would say there's not a lot of love put into it. So have a think about that the next market stall that you go to, or the next small business that you support. This is the difference between a family restaurant that love what they do and a chain restaurant that are just doing it for the money. I need you to think about it all as a frequency exchange, yeah? When we're feeling depressed, we run to dead food, we run to fast food. It's because we are matching the energy. So you need to work quickly with this, because once the essential oils are in, don't reheat it because you lose the scent. And the whole goal is to calm the nervous system with the scent, right? Not only do plants have a higher vibration than we do, they're there as gifts to lift our essence or lift our frequency. Plants have spirits as well. God is woven into everything. We are lifting our energies with our senses, what we see, what we feel, what we smell. And this feels amazing. So massage, giving the light to self or to someone else really helps elevate and release stress. Kind of like the old tantric principles, which we've lost the essence and the romance of it all, and we've made it all about sex, and it shouldn't be. It's about tactile exchange of the sensory experience. And my goal is to get you, at whatever capacity, to weave in your amazing sensory experience into your business so that others can feel it. Nobody remembers what we say. Everybody remembers how we made them feel. Now, the best thing about making these types of things for sale or for gifts is that you will always have a supply of leftovers. So you should be the most nourished person in the room, which is self-love, right? And I will just go get a bigger pot for me. Be back. I thought I'd bring you one that I made last week. So this is the finished product, and it smells amazing. It does settle, so fill it up to the line and then it will drop back a bit. Hey Nick, how are you? So yeah, for myself, I just use a little mason jar so that I'm not using smaller jars. I'm just going to open that with a knife. And you make sure you keep it in a cool space out of the light, because essential oils and all good oils, particularly oils like avocado oil and all of those good ones. This jar's a bit big actually, so I'm going to go find a smaller one. Be right back. I've got some little tins. These are also amazing too. They're little tins that you can wash and reuse. Just understanding that whatever you put beeswax into is never going to be 100% clear and clean, crystal clear. But for me, the ones I use at home, I just keep using them over and over again. We're trying to reduce plastics. We're trying to reduce chemicals. And I think you'll find that all skincare products have petrochemicals in them. Any more questions, guys? Thanks for your questions, Helium 369. So I'd like you to think about what you loved to do as a child and weave that into your business dealings. Some of us are trapped in jobs I never really found myself in that dilemma, but I notice all of my clients that they're stuck in a job just to pay the bills. This is not living. We need to energetically be matched to what our spiritual gifts are, or what our energies are actually. Otherwise, we may lose those gifts. So if you are a healer and you haven't yet jumped into even part-time healing, please consider what I'm saying. And I know what stops a lot of creatives or healers, which is right brain activity, from jumping into a career for that, is always the money. So that's where I'm trying to educate you to have 7 income streams. Psychology, oh, you have to. Yeah, you can do it. And just start small, like every day do something towards that, because it's a gift. If we don't use and exercise our gifts, we lose them, right? And humanity needs you. You know, if that was in your heart to study and to do, then definitely that is needed in the world. I need one more tin. I wasn't very organized for this, but I'm coming back. Of course, if you're making this type of thing at home, you can use anything. Just make sure that you store it out of the light and in a cool place. Everything that's been on the shelf, I'd love you today to go look at your beauty products and your face creams and ask yourself how long you've had them there and why they haven't gone off. Because everything organic should rot. Yeah, this is the process and the cycle of life. So that's the type of thing I would do at home. That's my leftovers, that's my bonus. That'll probably last me 3 or 4 months. And when you're making homemade creams and things, make smaller quantities and learn to be generous. Like, so you make a little bit for yourself, you give it away, or you experiment with selling it like I do. I started off just giving it away, and it's developed into a little wing of my business where people order. I'd like to order 10 face creams for my, my friends' giftings. And that feels so good to me because I know the energy that I'm putting into it. Well, if there's no other questions, I'll get on to making my face serums and the other things. It's been really fun to spend time with you all. I'll chat for another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, let me see if I can answer them or find out for you. I encourage you to do what you love without fear. That came up in this discussion, interestingly, that the kidneys hold fear. The liver holds fear too, and anger, actually. So we need to base our decision-making in a set of values, actually. Does this bring me joy? Does this bring me expansion? Does this make me feel happy? And then my happiness is woven into whatever I'm doing. My friend Deb, that I spent half of yesterday with doing my books, bookkeeping never used to make me happy, but Deb, it makes her so happy. She's like woohooing about the numbers matching and aligning, and she's educating me to be in control of my business, you see. So it's all frequency, it's all energy. I had sown negativity into my bookkeeping, and I believe that's why in the past I lost a lot of money, because bookkeeping and the systems that you have for any business is the foundation of the physical commercial house. So we have our house, our body, and we have our commercial house for our business, right? It's all energy. It's all energy. And so if you can weave love into everything that you do, even that letter that you write to the bank or whatever, you know, you might get a fine or something, put love energy into it and you will collapse systems quickly that aren't in alignment with love. We are energizing with wisdom then, instead of energizing with frustration, anger, fear. It's all an energy exchange. If you have a problem with somebody, energize that with love and self-love boundaries as well. And you will collapse the chaos quickly using love energy. Any questions? If not, I'm really grateful for your time. Thank you for giving me a follow on Echo Circle, and drop me a message in my inbox of what you'd like to talk about or your visions and dreams for what you're building. I would love to be supportive. I do come from the media background, and so turning up online doesn't scare me, although it used to. And helping you to turn up online and speak your truth doesn't scare me either. Actually working with a lot of amazing power horse women at the moment, teaching them how to make courses and videos, teaching them how to do the basics on social media or a website, and basically whatever I've learnt, passing that good knowledge on, and it feels really empowering actually. I believe in you, and I believe that you were born to be an incredibly encouraging frequency in whatever you choose to love to do, and that's the key. If I can help at all, reach out for a coaching session. If you just want a taster, please book a 30-minute call just to see if we're a good match and see whether I am able to encourage you. I'm a natural encourager and I make no apologies for that. I am perky positive, and I believe that if I can do it, so can you. God bless, and I'll chat soon. Take care.